Now, with this release of the national security strategy last week and the, blatant attack on the European Union, because that's the underlying message of the document, you may wonder what the motivations are for the Trump administration, or by extension, the people who are steering the Trump administration, the Heritage Foundation, and of course, our oligarchs and many other actors who are now free to corrupt the U.S. president and his stooges, as we may call them now. So what is the motivation for attacking or going for the dissolution of the European Union? Well, it has nothing to do with so-called protecting the whiteness of Europe, European values, European heritage against vile immigration, of which the European Union is presumably the cause, because that's the narrative. Got immigration that's threatening European culture. Now, in and of itself, there might be a truth in there, especially with regard to Islam. So that part cannot be denied, but that's not the whole story. The story is linking that to the European Union, and that is done on purpose. If you want to defeat, get the European voter up in arms against the European Union, associated with immigration. And then right away, you've got the right-wing part of Europe that's going to support you. So why is it? Well, because the European Union is a threat to corporate America, to corporate multinational America, and also to corporate social media America. So all the social media companies are American. And Europe is, whereas America is perhaps the world's military superpower, and China is the world's economic, industrial superpower, Europe has become the world's regulatory superpower. And that's not meant in a kind of persiflage or comical way. No. It's meant as a real advantage, not least to European Union citizens. No place, nowhere in the world are consumers, are employees, and are people who live in a natural environment as much protected as they are in Europe. And that, of course, eats away on any corporate profit margin. If you have to abide by these rules, if you implement environmental rules, labor rules, all kinds of regulations for your holidays, like maternal and even paternal leave, all these things that increase the quality of life of citizens. And if you can't rip off consumers just like that, that all increases your operating costs. And of course, American corporates don't like that. Certainly not now, now that in the United States, the last remnants of protection of consumers and employees and the environment are steadily being demolished by this administration. So that's the real reason why America wants, or the Trump administration wants to see the dissolution of the European Union. Now, on the other side, in the cardinal direction, not to the west but to the east, there's our friend Putin, and he has the same goal as the Trump administration, the dissolution of the European Union, and he uses exactly the same narrative to get it to influence the European voter by associating negative things that are happening in the European Union, like immigration, which, I repeat, remains a problem, but not necessarily because of the European Union. And but Putin has another motivation for dissolving the European Union, and that is not so much the military part, because right now Europe does not present a huge, in and of itself, without the leadership of the United States, does not present a ready-to-use military force. I repeat, right now, but that hopefully will change pretty fast. So that's not the imminent reason why Putin wants to see the European Union dissolve. It's because the European Union has sanction power. It has a power to collectively cut off all purchases of energy from Russia, which is its lifeblood. I mean, it's an extraction economy. It's a gas station with nukes. So if they lose that, and that's a big fear of Putin, if these sanctions persist, it's also a matter of Europe to Putin is the cheapest consumer, because getting all the gas and the oil there is just a short distance. If Europe goes purchase its energy somewhere else, then Putin has to, there's not much alternative. He has to start exporting over the Asian continent to China, for which right now the infrastructure is missing. The pipelines are not there, and even if they would be there, then Putin really becomes at the mercy of the Chinese, which he doesn't really like either. So, but that would be solved if tomorrow the European Union would dissolve. Then you would see each country, you can play them out against each other. You can say, well, I get you a better price for my oil if you drop to this, and they will start. So that's his biggest problem with the European Union. So he wants to see it dissolved as well. So they are partners in crime, the Trump administration and the Kremlin. They are hand in glove. They are thick as thieves, because their goal is identical. It's the dissolution of the European Union. So whenever you see these links of bad things being linked to the sheer existence of the European Union, like the loss of, that's another one, the loss of sovereignty. Oh dear. Don't start me up on that one. The loss of sovereignty, European Union, implies a loss of sovereignty for its member states. Well, the ready answer to that, immediate, is you want to talk about a loss of sovereignty in a union, United States? Trump United States, then look at your own union. Look at all those red states. Texas, for instance, the largest state in the union, continental contiguous union. The sovereignty of Texas within the United States of America, the Union, is far less than the far less than the sovereignty of, say, Italy in the European Union. Compared to Italy, Texas is a chattel slave. Really, it doesn't even has its own army. It's the National Guard, but as we've seen, that's now also part of the president's toys, the National Guard. So it doesn't even have an army. It has to give way to the federal police. There's no federal police. There's no union police in Europe. There is no IRS in Europe, a federal tax organization or tax agency. There is none. Europe doesn't levy taxes, only very, very limited directly with its citizens. It's the member states that levy the tax, their normal tax with their citizens, and then pay contributions to the European Union. That's how it's financed. So we need to, well, if you agree that the European Union is the most successful geopolitical experiment of the 20th, 21st century, preventing basically war for the past half a century in Europe, which is the last or the biggest long-lasting period that has ever existed in Europe without war. Until, of course, our friend Vladimir decided to pull a medieval one on a beautiful European country, Ukraine. So they are, their goals are identical, but their motivations are different. But that doesn't matter. So it's only normal that they are attracted to one another. So that was my take on the European part of the new national security strategy. Hope to see you next time.